Okay, my friends, I got a good one for you today because today I'm going to explain to you the ideal crop for sustenance. Now, what would some of the factors be if we could only grow one crop to ensure that we have some kind of food security for the near future? What would it be? Well, it would have to be something that one could grow vigorously and produce bountifully. For two, it would have to be able to be grown in a small amount of space. It would have to be really efficient with the amount of space that it uses. And three, it would need to be able to store for a long time without refrigeration or without any special techniques. And lastly, it would need to be very nourishing. And we have one plant that checks all the boxes, and that is, yes, you guessed it, the bean. I cannot overstate my excitement about showing you guys the beans because they're the ideal crop to be growing. And as the weather warms up, it's about time to start planting them. 1 week after last frost is the ideal time to plant beans because they like really warm weather, all right? Now, I'll show you some varieties, but first I just want to explain the bean is filled with nutrition. It's got loads of fiber, the good fiber, which in our gut is 100 trillion microorganisms. In fact, we have more microorganism cells in our body than actual human cells. It's true, I know, it's mind-blowing. But we hear a lot about probiotics and prebiotics and all of this stuff and gut health, which is extraordinarily important. It regulates mood and serotonin productions and all kinds of things like this. But the primary food for the microorganisms in the gut is fiber, okay? It's not some expensive store-bought probiotic that was made in a laboratory. It is fiber, the exact kind of fiber that is present in the beans. So that's what they eat. We need to feed them and nourish the microorganisms, the rainforest of life that exists within a healthy gut, okay? Don't let this gross you out, my friends. This is as natural as it gets. Understanding these things will help us to be more than healthy, to be thriving and vibrant, okay? So listen up. Now, once the beans are dried, so you grow them, they grow very easily. You can grow them in a small amount of space, all right? I'll show you guys a technique in which you can grow them up as a privacy fence over the summer like I do. It's very, very nice because it quickly covers the whole area, blocks out anything behind it, and produces loads of food, all right? So they're easy to grow. They produce their own nitrogen. They have a special type of bacteria that coexists in the roots of beans, rhizobium bacteria, and they take nitrogen out of the air and feed it to the plant. It's a symbiotic relationship. Then the plant feeds the bacteria, and it's just beautiful. So they grow very easily. And once they are dried, they will last virtually indefinitely without any kind of canning or freezing or any of that kind of freeze drying, none of that stuff. You just dry them out the old school way, which essentially you just let the plants go until they die, completely die, and then shell them and put them in your containers. And they last indefinitely, okay? So then when you eat them, they got all the good stuff that you need. Fiber, protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, all the good stuff. It's all there, especially if you sprout the beans first. And that's the secret of secrets, okay? Is to sprout the beans for about 2 days first till you just start to see the little tail, and it magnifies the nutrition manyfold, and it makes them much easier to digest. So sprout your beans for a few days first. I'll make a video on how to do that kind of stuff. So what kind would you grow? Okay, well, the Good Mother's Stallard bean, you can look that up. That's my favorite, the tastiest, most prolific, and easy to grow. They produce boatloads of beans. Also, you got Succotash beans. These are 1,500-year-old cave beans, also known as Anasazi beans. These grew really well in this area. This is just for planting this upcoming year in like a couple of weeks, a month. But I've been eating loads of it all winter long. I've been eating that with potatoes that I harvested myself, sweet potatoes, of course. Anything that I tell you is from the garden. So sweet potatoes, loads of squash, all with the beans, also dried peas, all that kind of stuff. I've been eating this stuff all winter long, as well as sprouting fresh veg, right? Now, another couple varieties that you would like are Lima Beans, okay? Zebra Autumn Pole Beans and the Cherokee Trail of Tears. This one I've grown before. These other two are experiments this year because you always got to try new stuff and find out what grows best in your area. But very, very vigorous. All these vines get 10, they say 8 to 10 feet tall. Mine were at least 15, 17 feet last year and the year before and the year before. So then there's black beans that are more like a bush, and you can grow them more like a bush green bean, okay? And some of these you can eat snap beans as well. You can eat them as they're growing as well. Most of them you can, but the best way, once you're done eating them and stuff throughout the summer, just let the vines grow, and they're going to grow and produce more and more beans, and then they will dry, and then you will harvest them, and you will have loads of shelf-stable nourishment, okay? This one we're gonna do at the Three Sisters. I'll make a video. I'll take you guys along. We're gonna do all kinds of different experiments at the Three Sisters garden this year, so get ready for that. All right. So I just wanted to show you some of this stuff because the time to be planting them is coming up soon, and if you're gonna plant one crop that is gonna help with food security, it would be beans, followed by potatoes, winter squash. They're kind of a tie. Potatoes really. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions, my friends.